Hello again, everyone. It's me, and this one's a little bit different. This is about Twitter, my love and hate relationship with the Twitter, and why you should use Twitter. A lot of people have actually asked me, why do I use Twitter? What do I get out of it? And who should they be following? Now, I can't tell anyone who they should be following. It depends what you want to use Twitter for. Now, if you're just doing it for narrowboating and stuff like that, or whatever your interests would be, then yes, you're going to end up following other narrowboaters or other, I don't know, alternative lifestyle people. And you'll do fine in their nice little community, and that's all good. That's all good. But what I do is I set up separate accounts for separate things. So obviously we have Hannah the Narrowboat, where 99.999% of the time I don't get involved in conversation on there, particularly, certainly anything heated. And I don't really comment much at all. I just kind of see what's going on. I'll post a few pictures and things like that. Then I have my personal account, which I use that for news and opinion. But here, and this is what we're talking about today. If you want to use Twitter to get some news, to see what's going on around the world, then I highly recommend it. Now, one thing to be, I suppose one caveat I should say, is Twitter is a cesspit of shitbags. Okay, you get some complete idiots out there. So in that case, on a personal account like that, again, I don't tend to get too involved unless someone really irritates me and I need to put them correct or correct them in my, what I think is correct. But that doesn't happen that often. So I've been asked, yeah, what should you follow? The first thing, when you're doing one for news and views and see what's actually going on in the world away from the mainstream media, is do not get into the don't go into your own echo chamber. Try and spread your followings to people who have opposing views too. I'm not saying go and follow every nutter on there, but I think you understand what I mean. You need to get a balanced view so you can see what the opposite side are saying, and then you can make your own decisions by looking at what you believe in and what other people believe in, and I think that's a good way. So who do we follow? I think it was Stokey McGroty, wasn't it, fella? You're asking because you said you don't really use Twitter a lot, and you don't really I'm not saying you don't understand how to use it, but you don't see how it works as such and who to follow. So obviously you'll follow your friends and things like that, perhaps, if you're doing, I'm talking about personal accounts here. But some of the good ones that I follow, just to give you an idea of, I'll do this slowly so you can try and take it in or maybe write it down. I do follow someone called Alt News Media, and that's just at Alt News Media. Of course, you can just use the search bar to search Alt News Media and it will come up, okay? Obviously, there's loads of people from the groups and stuff we do that I know. Obviously, Kelly Flood, who else? Rosie, Karen Keenan, a few of those. They're all just people, I'd say probably have the same kind of opinion as us, or of me, sorry. But then, of course, there's someone who I find very good on Twitter, and he's Majid Nouaz. Now, he's not someone I would normally have thought I would associate myself with, or wouldn't be someone who carries my views, and he doesn't completely, which is a good thing. But what he's been saying about everything that's been going on in the last year or two, he's one of the most outspoken people on there. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's an LBC presenter. He's been around for years. And yeah, he's just Majid Nouaz, and that's MAJIDNAWAZ. And he's definitely worth a follow. Even if you're far left, far right, centre ground, I think he's a very good balance. And we've got Abby Roberts, someone I've only just discovered really. She's hilarious. And that's just at Abby Roberts, so ABIROBERTS. And again, I think her username is just ABI. But you'll find her. There's lots of others I could go down. I'm just going to say a few of the good ones. Richard Taylor, which is at RW Taylors, so RWTAYLORS. Again, he's a new one to me. I've only been following him since my last ban. And I think he's bloody brilliant. He's a Welsh fella, and he's sensible but funny at the same time. I know I just love the Welsh accent anyway. And lately on Twitter there's a new update with a thing called Spaces, where they kind of go live and other people can join in. They have other speakers and that, and he's done a few of them, and it comes up on your Twitter feed, and it's been absolutely brilliant. It's been very engaging. We've had Lawrence Fox on there and a few of these. That's where I found Abby from. And a couple of others. So this is how you can find new other people to follow. We've got at Big Brother Watch, that's a good one. Of course, we've got at Gita Fawkes. Again, you can just search these in the search bar. Colin Brazier, he's a presenter or newsreader on GB News. Paul Embry, he's a trade unionist and writer, again would be someone who I might not normally agree with. I follow quite a lot of the MPs, so people like David Davis, so he's at David Davis MP. Kate Hoey, she's at Catherine Hoey. She's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and obviously on the opposite side of the fence to me politically, but she talks a lot of sense. Of course, you've got your other GB News presenters like Dan Wood and Tom Harwood, and obviously you've got Nigel Farage. John Redwood, he's a good one to follow. But Neil Oliver, such a well-spoken fella. I could listen to his voice all day. Now, on Twitter, he's at the Coastal Guy. And you may know him, you may not, but my God, he's absolutely fantastic. Of course, we've got the Reform UK, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Neil Clark, Steve Baker, Right Said Fred. So, and that's at the Freds, by the way. Hilarious. But again, you know, talking their truth. And then, of course, we go to the other side, the other types of people that I follow. I will go through a few more in a minute, but the other types of people or I would recommend following, so you can see how mad the world is. Owen Jones, the little Labour gobshite, absolute full-on socialist, very strange man. Obviously, we've got Diane Abbott, David Lammy, Dawn Butler, Naz Shah, all on the far left, I would call them. I do follow them and look at what they're saying so that I get a gauge of what's going on the other side, and I think that's the best way to do it. Richard Tice is a brilliant one to follow. He's the leader of the Reform Party. Again, I don't agree with everything they say, don't get me wrong. I'm certainly not, people think I'm far right, I'm absolutely not. I'm nowhere near that far right. I don't even know what far right is now. Andrew Neil, I used to really respect that bloke, but he's become a bit of a twat lately, so I think he's a little bit of a BBC shill. He started this GB News thing up, I think, just to screw it, but that's my opinion. Another brilliant one for everyone. Now, Zuby, at Zuby Music. Again, this sort of bloke isn't a bloke I'd know. I mean, I think he's a rapper. He's a man of colour, but he's so spot on with a lot of his views. And he's outspoken. He's going against all the twirlies, as old Belfield says. We've got David Curtin. He's brilliant. I'm not saying he's brilliant, but, you know, I love the responses that these people get sometimes. It's like a cesspit of nonsense. When you got someone like Lawrence Fox, who obviously he's a bit of a failed actor. He's all right, you know what I mean? He's a bit of a musician, and I just find him quite dry and quite funny. And he puts these little, I call them little bombs on Twitter, just for reaction. He's saying what he thinks, don't get me wrong. He says things like all lives matter and stuff like that, and then just waits for the comments. And it's fun reading through the comments, so long as you're fairly thick-skinned. If you're a little bit sensitive, I wouldn't go on Twitter anyway. Another one I found, Dr. Tech Kong, and his Twitter handle is at Dr. So DRTECKKHONG. He's the leader of the Alliance for Democracy and Freedom, ex-police surgeon, supporting whatever. But yeah, I never knew about him. But he's been coming out with some very good stuff, posting some very good articles. Aaron Banks, obviously Karen Keenan, Elizabeth. Everyone must know Karen, shouldn't they? Should all be following Karen as well. Karen Keenan. She's one of our lovely followers, I say. Our lovely contributors onto all our social medias. Isabel Oakeshott is good. Alex Phillips, Martin Dorbury, Alex Belfield. Obviously all those sort of things. The thing to do is just do a search for people, and you'll kind of work out which one is their real account. Give them a follow, because you can easily unfollow if you don't like it. And that's how I use Twitter for the news, and not forgetting Maya Tusi. And obviously the mighty Aston Villa and Luton Town. Must follow them. Come on, you Hatters. Come on, Villa tonight against Man City. I hope they take that Grealish bloke out. Yeah, that's about it for today. Yeah. Calvin Robinson, I forgot him as well. He's brilliant as well. Darren Grimes, Julie Hartley-Brewer. I mean, I know a lot of these are probably my sort of right. But as I say, yeah, going down, I've got loads of... I even follow the Green Party, believe it or not. And I also follow a few German things, and because I used to work in Germany a bit. And I just translate them, so because you've got a translate button on here. So yeah, so I would say have a go at Twitter, see what you think of it. Don't get stressed out about using it, you know. Don't worry about what people say on there, because you don't have to get involved, but at least you can watch. and you can kind of gauge what's going on in the world. So with that, that's the end for today. See you in a bit, bye.